AI can solve many problems, but it will fundamentally come down to the data you plumb AI with before you start solving those answers.
As artificial intelligence continues to drive investments across industries, one company is making waves with a new round of funding. Joining me now with more is the founder and CEO of Quantexa, Vishal Marria. Vishal, welcome.
Thank you, Kristen. It's great to be here today.
It's wonderful to have you here at the Stock Exchange. What should our viewers know about Quantexa?
Quantexa is an enterprise decision intelligence platform. We support banks, insurers, government, as well as many other enterprises in connecting siloed data together to empower people and machines to make better decisions. If that's in areas like risk, compliance, customer intelligence, these are all great use cases where our platform's been deployed and servicing multiple clients for the last 9+ years.
Your recent round of funding was a Series F. How does that position the company?
You're absolutely right, Kristen. We closed our Series F round in March of this year, and we welcomed OTPP to our cap table. And since joining the cap table, OTPP have been fantastic. Very thoughtful investors. They've been watching us for multiple years, and it's great to welcome the teachers onto our board. Now, what is that funding doing? So like you said earlier, this wave of AI is a once-in-a-generation opportunity. I've been studying AI for 20+ years. And what we are seeing today from the demand from our clients and our partners is that ability to trust data, to empower AI to make better decisions. So with this new wave of funding, what we have done is continue accelerating our product growth, but also looking at areas around M&A as well as the partner ecosystem to drive our products and capabilities to market faster and quicker.
I want to hear more about decision intelligence and how you would describe it.
Decision intelligence is the best way of bringing the human and AI closer together to make better, trusted decisions. Now, the ability to do that comes down to a foundation of data. Now, that data, that gold nut of data sits in enterprises. So for decision intelligence to be true, the ability to take that data, apply advanced analytics and AI to empower the human and the machine is the art of decision intelligence.
It is pretty amazing. Who would you describe as Quantexa's core customers?
When I started Quantexa in March 2016, it seems a bit like yesterday, but it was 9 years ago. We took our platform and capability to serve banks and governments. And that is still 60–70% of our core business comes from those early markets that we went into business back in 2016. But we're now servicing insurers, telecommunication, as well as many other enterprises when it comes down to trusting data and empowering better decisions. But a core part to my business are banks, our government agencies, globally, where we're empowering them to make that better decision.
What challenges are your customers bringing to Quantexa?
If we look at these challenges, and they do come from different varieties, some of those challenges could be in areas where we have got a top-down edict that we must use AI. Now, if you look in 2022, 2023, most organizations were spending 20, 100, 200, 500 proof of concepts around adopting AI. But those projects were failing. Why were they failing? Was around the data. Data was bad quality, siloed, missing information. And the old sentiment of garbage in, garbage out was a true thing when it came down to AI. So some of the biggest challenges our clients are bringing to us is that we see the value of AI. We know the efficiencies and the effectiveness of using AI, but how do you help us trust the data and then integrate this data as data products into AI?
How is Quantexa helping organizations be decision-centric in this AI era?
Being decision-centric is almost putting the data to work at the center to your organization. Those organizations that adopt AI faster, quicker, more efficient, will have a significant lever when it comes down to growth as well as better risk management. So being decision-centric is putting that trusted data asset and AI at the center to the business, and then using that to become more efficient in your decision-making.
Why does decision intelligence matter?
Why does DI matter? Well, it's almost like, why do you need petrol in a car, or why do you need electricity to power a car? Organizations need to make decisions. If that is, do I want to onboard you, or do I want to manage your risk differently? Do I want to give you more credit, or do I want to stop you at a border? These are great examples where a machine or a human needs to make a decision. And the cost of making this decision incorrectly or inefficiently causes huge issues. If that's letting in a passenger into the country when you shouldn't have done, or when you've not given lending to a person that you should have done. So these are consequences of getting decisions wrong. That's why decision intelligence, it's so critical.
Can you provide some real-world examples for us?
In government, one of the large countries in Asia uses Quantexa when it comes down to allowing passengers or cargo into a country. So if you imagine you are connecting thousands of back-end systems together, resolving that, graphing that to understand, should I let Vishal Marria into my border, yes or no? That's a real-time decision, taking vast quality of data and able to make that decision. That's a great government use case. And then in banking, where we started the business in 2016, if you look at a large bank, they are monitoring thousands, if not billions of transactions every minute. How do you support that high-risk transaction? It's a true needle in a haystack problem. And what do we do there? Is start removing some of the hay so you can see those needles. And that's the power of AI.
For enterprises just getting started in AI, how is Quantexa different?
AI is at the core to Quantexa. Everything we have done when it comes down to areas around machine learning, neural networks, generative AI, it's been at the core to my business. Now, for those organizations which are trying to grapple with AI, the first thing I would always encourage, what exam question are you looking to solve? So what you don't want to be is solution looking for a problem. You want to understand the problem and then look at how does AI solve that problem. AI can solve many problems, but it will fundamentally come down to the data you plumb AI with before you start solving those answers.
Vishal Marria, founder and CEO of Quantexa, thank you so much for joining us here at the Stock Exchange.
Thank you for having me.